What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Manin's Minute. I'd like to talk about something that trips a lot of people up when they first start looking at, for instance, British traditional witchcraft, or any initiatory path for that matter, especially coven-based traditions, like Gardnerian or Alexandrian. And that's this idea that initiation and elevation are the goal, like they're trophies, like you're grinding XP in a video game, and once you hit the right level, ding, initiation unlocked. That mindset causes more frustration, disappointment, and bruised egos than just about anything else I've seen over the years. Here's the plain truth. Initiation and elevation are not the point. They're not the finish line. They're not even the destination. They're milestones along a road that doesn't really have a final stop. If someone comes into a coven thinking, okay, cool, year and a day, then initiation, then I'm in, they're already looking at it sideways. British traditional witchcraft doesn't work on a stopwatch, and it definitely doesn't work on a calendar app. Now let's talk about the infamous year and a day, because this one really needs to be put to bed. A year and a day is not a countdown timer. It's not a contractual obligation. It is not some magical oven where you put a seeker in, wait 366 days, and pull out an initiate. The year and a day is symbolic. It's a minimum, not a guarantee. It exists to ensure someone has experienced the full turning of the wheel, seen the seasons rise and fall, and had time to settle, reflect, and be observed. That's it. That's the purpose. Full stop. Too many people treat the year and a day like a stopwatch they keep glancing at, tapping their foot thinking, any day now. And when initiation doesn't happen right on schedule, the mind starts racing. What did I do wrong? Do they not like me? Am I being held back? No, none of this. Stop. That thinking misses the point entirely. Time served does not equal readiness. You can sit in a coven for 10 years and still not be ready. You can sit for 2 and surprise everyone, including yourself. The calendar doesn't decide that. And here's the part that really throws people for a loop. Your real initiation almost never happens on the ritual date. I know that sounds strange, especially to folks who love structure and ceremony, but it's true. The scheduled initiation or elevation ritual is the outer form. It's the formal recognition, the paperwork, so to speak. The inner initiation, the one that actually matters, is handled by the god and goddess themselves. And they really don't care about coven schedules, holidays, or whether everyone has the night off work. For most people, that real initiation happens quietly. Sometimes it happens weeks before the ritual, when something inside them shifts and there's no going back. Sometimes it happens after, when the dust settles and the weight of what's being given finally lands. Sometimes it happens in a moment that feels very mundane at the time, a realization, a challenge, a breaking point, and only later does that practitioner look back and go, oh wait, that was it. That's when it really changed. That's because covens don't initiate people. Priests and priestesses don't flip a switch. The god and goddess do. Human hands can open the door, but they don't decide when the current starts flowing. Anyone who has been around traditional craft long enough has seen this play out again and again. Someone can go through a beautiful, flawless ritual and feel nothing. Another person might be halfway through training and get hit sideways by an experience that leaves them altered forever. Guess which one has actually been initiated on the deeper level? This is why chasing initiation is such a bad idea. When initiation becomes the focus, people stop doing the work for the work's sake. They start performing instead of learning. They say what they think their elders want to hear. They compare themselves to others. They start counting sabbats instead of paying attention to what those sabbats are teaching them. And ironically, that obsession is often the very thing that delays initiation, not because anyone is punishing them, but because they're not actually listening. British traditional witchcraft and other initiatory forms of witchcraft is relational. It's built on trust, observation, and slow unfolding. Elders are watching how you handle conflict, how you respond when corrected, how you show up when things are boring, not just when they're exciting. They're watching whether you integrate what you're taught or just collect it. None of that fits neatly into a timeline, and none of it can be rushed without consequences. Elevation works the same way. Second and third degree are not promotions. They're not rewards for loyalty or attendance. They reflect responsibility, capacity, and alignment. Elevation marks when someone is capable of holding something safely, power, teaching, lineage, without it blowing up in their face or anyone else's. And again, that inner shift that makes that possible often happens long before or long after the formal rite. This is why you'll sometimes hear elders say, the gods initiate, we recognize. That's not poetic fluff. That's lived experience talking. The ritual is a mirror held up to something that has already begun or still settling. If that inner change hasn't happened, the outer ritual won't magically force it. And if it has happened, the ritual becomes a confirmation rather than a trigger. So if you're in a coven or seeking one, here's the best advice I can give you. Stop counting. Stop waiting. Stop treating initiation like a finish line. Show up, do the work, ask questions, make mistakes, learn from them. Let the process work on you instead of trying to manage it. When the time is right, it will happen. And when it does, you'll probably realize it wasn't when you thought it would be. Initiation isn't something you earn with time. It's something you grow into. And growth, real growth, refuses to be rushed.